Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created reggae2reggae.com.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience.
These words have been spoken by my master. They will come to pass. With all this injustice, this world could never last. With all this injustice, this world could never last. Oh, somehow I know this. Oh my eye. They will come to pass. With all this injustice, this world could never last. Oh, somehow I know things have got to change.
Hi, welcome to Celebrate Life on reggae2reggae.com. Today we are looking at the King's Proposal, and we're winding down to the last few days of it, and it's going to be so exciting because today we are looking at Paradise Restored. And I'm just going to read that little part that tells you about exactly what we are going to break down today. And it says, Beloved, I have prepared a place for you in my Father's house. I want you to be where I am. We will walk together in the cool of the day, strolling arm in arm in the garden of love, in Paradise Restored. Listen to the King's Proposal and so come back.
Long before I laid the foundations of the earth, before I stretched out the canopy of heaven, I was thinking of you, and I chose you to be the object of my love. Before you ever knew me, I knew you and I loved you from the first moment of your life. My love for you has existed before time itself, and it will continue when time is no more. You are worth so much to me, and all the universe which I created. You are my most treasured possession. There is none like you. I left my throne in heaven just to have you. Though I was king, I was not willing to remain as king if that meant not having you by my side. Oh, my beloved, I gave up everything to have you. I cast aside my crown and removed my robe of royalty. I became nothing more than a servant among men. Because you could not come to me, I came to you. I left heaven behind and came to earth just so I could be near you. Though I was rich, I became poor. Though I was strong, I became weak like mortal man. And I did this for you. The cost I paid was great, but I have no regrets. You are worth everything I gave. You are my darling. You are my pearl of great price. One glance from you, and I am ravished by the power of love. Don't think I came to redeem you because I pity you. No. I have done what I have done because I so greatly desire you. I did not pay the ultimate price because you are worthless. I gave it all because you are priceless. But now, I offer you a king's proposal. These are the things I will give to you, if only you will agree to become my eternal bride. I promise to take from you the heavy burdens of life and clothe you with garments of praise. Once you become mine, I will never cast you out or abandon you. You will be an orphan no more. I will never leave you or forsake you. You will have a home with me forever. And I will heal your broken heart, and my anointing will break every yoke that binds you. Instead of ashes, you will wear a beautiful garland of my grace, and I will anoint your head with the oil of health and joy. I have so many plans for you, beloved, and all of them are good. I know that sin robbed you of your beauty, but my love will restore you completely. Yes, the old things will disappear, and I will make all things new for you. You will become as lovely as the moon in a procession of stars, a reflection of my love. All of your life I have been drawing you to me with cords of love. I spoke tenderly to you, calling you to come to me. Now I want to sing over you my songs of deliverance. Once you come to know how deep my love for you truly is, you will live with confidence. My love for you is perfect, and perfect love will cast out all of your fear. If you should ever lose faith in me, I will never lose faith in you. When you fail, I will be there to help you. When you fall, I will carry you. The smallest sparrow looks to me for help. Will I care for you as well? You are worth so much more to me. Your mind will rest in perfect peace, free at last from doubt and confusion, and nothing will be able to pry you from my arms, because I will hide you in the shelter of my love. You will nestle safely beneath my wings. Those who try to harm you will answer to me, and no plan that they form against you will succeed, because I will give you the keys of my kingdom. You yourself will have the authority of my name to open and close every door before you, from east to the west, from the north to the south. Everything will be given into your hand. You can ask me anything at all, and I will give it to you if it serves my ultimate will. Yes, go ahead and ask me, and I will even give you the nations as your inheritance. And you will rule over the powers of darkness, trampling them beneath your feet. Those who bless you, I will bless. But those who come against you shall surely fall. And I will write upon you a new name for all to see. You will be called the City of God, the New Jerusalem. Kings will come from the ends of the earth just to see your beauty. And they will bring their wealth to you from the far reaches of the earth. And there you will be, sitting upon my throne, and wearing the crown of my everlasting favor for all the world to see. Beloved, I have prepared a place for you in my Father's house. I want you to be where I am. We will walk together in the cool of the day, strolling arm in arm in the garden of God, in paradise restored. And you will eat from the tree of life that is there. Can you trust the promises I make to you? My love, I'm not a man that I should lie. I will watch over my word to perform it on your behalf. I will never change. I will always be the same. Yesterday, today, and forever. Oh, most beautiful one, my love, my dove, my beloved. If you will accept your king's proposal, all these great and precious promises will be yours. My bond is my word, and my covenant is sealed with my own blood, which was given to purchase you. I will love, honor, and cherish you all the days of your life. And I will be with you always, even to the end of the world. This is my proposal. What will you answer?
of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited.
Oh my. These words have been spoken by my master. These words have been spoken by my master. They will come to pass. With all this injustice, this world could never last. Oh, somehow I know things have got to change.
Hi, we're back, and we are back on the King's Proposal, and we are looking at Paradise Restored. And of course today, what's going on here? I want a vintage look, vintage clothing, compliments of Joy. Another girlfriend who just dropped this on me. I mean, this thing is about 40 years old, 40, 50 years. It doesn't make vintage. It is about 6 years old, really old. And of course, my vintage glasses, which are right back in fashion, and my vintage hairstyle. A friend of mine and her daughter came by the other day, and she said, "Ooh, you have the 80s look. I like it." I didn't realize that. But this look has been in 4 times in my lifetime, and that's the advantage of being around for a long haul. But let's look at Paradise Restored today, and of course we're going to look at the 4 rules. The 4 rules of Celebrate Life. 1, know where you're going. 2, know your driver. 3, pay as you enter. And 4, enjoy the ride. As usual, you have to do the first 3 rules in order to enjoy the ride. And if you do the first 3 rules, you will automatically enjoy the ride. So, what is our first directive? 1, know where you're going. We are going to a place that He has prepared for us. That is where I am heading. So, ain't nothing going to get me off of that road, or off of that orientation, or off of that attitude towards my altitude. So I know where I am going, to a place that the husband has prepared for the bride. A place that is like Paradise Restored. Not like, it is actually paradise that has been restored. And so, what a outlook, what a anticipation, what a direction, what a attitude, I'm really excited about this. Know where you're going. 2, know your driver. Now, my driver is the person who has prepared this place. And this is a place of provision, a place of provision. And you know, when you look at provision, we're not just talking about, you know, it's not that provision we're talking about. We're talking about everything. I have provided for you. I have given you everything that you need for life and for godliness. And so, when you really think of the word Jireh, Jehovah Jireh, and so very often we limit this meaning to just the provision for our monetary needs. And I'm here to tell you, it is so much more. And you know, if we focus on understanding the provision, the resources that are available for all our needs, we realize that sometimes we don't even need money. Listen to me. I lived for about 2 years without money. My accommodation was covered. My food was supplied. Shelter was supplied, which is the accommodation. Transportation was supplied. Utilities were supplied. Food was supplied by different means outside of money. Right? There was bartering, there was exchange, there was no credit. Other means of just exchange, means of exchange. Money is a means of exchange. And a lot of times we don't realize that we don't need money if we utilize all the other means of this exchange that we have available to us. And so I know how to live. And when I suggested that to my husband's accountant, he says, you know, I have to go to the income tax to do your income tax returns. And I said to him, I says, well, put down $300,000 at the time, you know. And he says, for the year. I said, yes. He said, but you can't live on $300,000 a year. Not as your lifestyle. I said, we lived on less than that. But I'm just putting that down because if I put what I really lived on, then they would really not believe me. But they're going to call you in for an interview to try and because they're going to say everything you have to, if it's given to you, you're going to have to still put on the factor. I said, but it's not given to me. If somebody comes over with a meal that is already prepared to eat, do I have to put that down? Does that, you know, really, should that be categorized as a gift? And he says, well, not if it is sort of prepared or if I'm invited to dinner. I mean, do I need to put that down? So we need to understand all the ins and outs of the provision. And if we avail ourselves of that provision, it would, let me tell you something, you'll be surprised at how much physical cash you need to move ahead. So let's just put that to sleep for the time being. But knowing my driver is about knowing that he has provided for me everything I need for life and for godliness. And if you have those two things, what else do you need, please? Tell me, what else do you need? Provision of relationships. Provision of health. Provision of wealth. And yesterday we looked at ultimate wealth, because people are going to come and bring wealth to us because of our beauty. What beauty? Let the beauty of Jesus be seen in me. All his wondrous compassion, relationship, and purity. O thou Spirit divine, all my nature refine, till the beauty of Jesus be seen in me. And it's about that light that shines out from behind the features that you have. It's the light that you communicate. That's how the beauty of Jesus can be seen in us. And so that's how we're going to be supplied. When we come into paradise restored, it won't be any supply to be just there. You know, it's not matter how it will be given to us. It will be already there. Just sort of bubbling up from innermost being, like rivers. You know, we will be in the river and the river will be in us. Oopsie. Oopsie, oopsie. So, understanding that interaction and interrelationship is just absolutely pivotal for embracing and living out this paradise restored. So one, we have a place prepared for us. Two, we have provision made by the driver for every need: health, wealth, peace. And I'm here to tell you, peace, love, and joy, this are the twine up like this, you know? And when we understand that all three of them are integral to, I don't know where one stops and the other begins, because you can't have peace without love and joy. And you can't have love without peace and joy. And you can't have joy without peace and love. Got it right? So, understanding that it is all a provision of the indwelling Holy Spirit. And once we are able to tap into that, don't care. So, we have 1 minute go in this section, and I just want to go over it. I have prepared, beloved, I have prepared a place for you in my Father's house. I want you to be where I am. And being in His presence is just always where it is. We will walk together in the cool of the day, strolling arm in arm in the garden of God, in paradise restored. And so we're going to come back, we're going to take a little break. And when we come back, we're going to be looking at pay as you enter. What is my responsibility? What do I have to pay towards accessing and being a part of this gift? What is my part? When we come back, we will look at pay as you enter. So come back.
Make it burn, them come and make it burn, one figure man, make it burn, bun. Africa we come from and reggae to reggae. Big up on yourself, see? I love, as I would say.
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created reggae2reggae.com.
Oh my eyes.
3, which says pay as you enter. And I'm here to tell you, pay as you enter is the easiest one that we have had so far. And it says, pay as you enter. What do you pay? Staying in his presence. That is how you access everything that has been given to us in this segment. How do we live in, stay in paradise restored? By staying in his presence. And I want you to know that we see all of these places that we are talking about. This is not futuristic. He says, I have prepared a place for you in my Father's house. We can live in it now by dwelling in his presence. He has made all the provisions for us, knowing a driver, and we can access them now by living in his presence. Pay as you enter. What is my responsibility? Make sure I stay in his presence. Because as I stay in his presence, I will have everything that he has provided me in order to, day by day, step by step, live out the situation. As we live in his presence, we will be able to we will be able to look at a situation of negativity, let's say. I'm just trying to look at all the different options that could try to move us out of his presence. And if we stay in his presence, then first of all, we have the whole 5 of abundant life. I have come to give you life abundant. If we are seeing or experiencing any loss, any kill, stealing, and destroying of anything, then we know that this is an attempt of the enemy to pull us out of his presence. But in spite of the loss, steal, kill, and destroy, then we can engage his presence to always demonstrate in our situations these 5 areas of abundance: health, wealth, peace, love, and joy. And we can do that by staying in his presence, because what he does is that if it's a negative thing that is threatening to impact us negatively, then he is going to work out those things that are made to come against us for us, right? Turning those things around. And one of the things that we have got to practice to do is to call out those things that are not as if they were until they become, so that we also become part of the creative force in bringing to pass and also enjoying while we are in it those situations that appear originally to be negative. Now, I'm choosing my words because it's important for us not to just sort of spiritualize it, but we need to bring it down on earth and to talk about it where the rubber meets the road, where we actually experience these things. I am looking at something that just totally looks impossible. And as I learn to engage the presence and the words of the Holy Spirit talking to me, and then by opening my mouth and allowing the downloads to come out, you see, we need to understand the issue of energy. Everything has energy. My words, this thing that is considered to be nuked up without life, that energy, call it without life if you want, but it has energy, right? This metal ceramic thing has life, not just those things that breathe the way we do. Everything has energy. And once we learn to harness the energy and utilize all the energies instead of seeing them as blocks, seeing them as a contribution to the process of getting to where we need to be, then that is how we need to use that. So what I would like you to do is write down some of the things that you consider blockages, the things that you think, the things that upset you, anger you, generate feelings of guilt, shame, fear, anxiety, depression, what we sort of call the negative emotions, because those emotions produce blockages in our energy pathways. And as we stroll through the garden of God, in paradise restored, in his presence, then we have got to understand how to remove those blockages. And it has to do with our intent, our thoughts, our words, and our actions. Intent first. This is what I really want. But this is what I'm experiencing. My intent is totally different from what I'm experiencing. I'm experiencing pain. I'm experiencing shame. I'm experiencing just a lack of power to do what I really want to do. And so we need to now remove those blockages. And I want to do, probably in the last session, when we come back, I want to do a little energy psychological work to remove those blockages in the next segment. But understanding and admitting and acknowledging the facts that face us is a very important part of the process of moving forward. Because if we do not acknowledge where we are at, then we are operating in denial. We start from a place of where am I at? What do I feel? How do I process this? And then it is through that approach that we are able to remove the blockages, remove the attendant emotions, remove the attendant pain and physical conditions that are a part of this process. And then we incrementally are able to embrace the advantages of living in his presence, of dwelling in his presence. And it's not an issue that once you have gone there, you cannot be removed. It's an issue that when you have put yourself in that place, you will always have other things coming to distract you. Because remember, there are two forces, right? So you're good and good, you just came back from camp and you've had a mountaintop experience and everything is hunky-dory. How do you stay there? And learning to stay there has to do with keeping short accounts, having continuous communication. We looked at that in the last yesterday's program. And so learning to have short accounts, to keep the communication lines open, learning to go along the process of becoming. We are in a process of becoming who we have been created to be. And so every day we learn more, we grow more, we get rid of more blockages, and we evolve into the person that he wants us to be, that we were created to be, that we have been empowered to be. And so it's a process. So there is no place in this process for beating up on ourselves because we are not here, but here. That's not our responsibility. Our responsibility is just to move ahead. Whether it is 1 step or 5 steps a day, not important. Move at our own pace. And eventually, we will start pushing ourselves to move faster because we appreciate the beauty, the joy, the peace, the love, the provision of operating in His presence. Because from that place, the place I call of no stress, whoa, and that is really where I think we need to always head and engage, and where we also need to use the evaluatory processes, meaning that anytime stress is in the picture, I am not in His presence. Let me say that again. Anytime stress is in the picture, I am not in His presence. Anytime I'm experiencing overwork, feelings of anxiety, depression, fear, loss, shame, guilt, you know them all, frustration, disappointment, dis-ease, I am not in His presence, because in His presence is what? Fullness of joy. We will talk about that when we come back. So come back. Join me for Celebrate Life, where we will be looking at all the issues that you could possibly have and how you can transform them into a celebratory occasion. Celebrate Life on reggae2reggae.com. See you there.
Nutritious food, succulent dishes, superior workmanship, and excellent service. Jamaica is on the go. Let's grow what we eat and eat what we grow. Let's harness the indomitable spirit of our most valued resource, our people. Let's support our local businesses. After all, buying Jamaican means building Jamaica.
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created reggae2reggae.com.
So keep it tuned to reggae2reggae.com and we'll have more for you. Keep it locked.
These words have been spoken by my master. They will come to pass. With all this injustice, this world could never last. Oh, somehow I know things have got to.
We're back. And I'm having my clarity. Because all of a sudden I'm having little blockages in my brain. And searching too hard for the download. So I think carrots will help it. And this is my yellow drink. Remember, we need 5 greens a day, 3 yellows a day, and 1 red in order to be healthy. And what does healthy mean? Healthy means getting all your nutrients to the cells. And remember what I said about rolling it up in your mouth, right? Your liquids do not digest unless they are mixed with the saliva. So mix it with the saliva before you swallow it. All right, I'll have the rest in the next break. But you know something? I just got an infusion of energy. That was so good. I'm telling you, really good. Remember, we're looking at joy. So I have to have more energy to deal with this. We're talking today on Reggae to Reggae, Celebrate Life, about Paradise Restored. And we're doing a whole series. We've been doing this for about 40 days now. 40, yeah. We are going for another 2 days until Ash Wednesday. And then, no, how many days we have left for Ash Wednesday? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4. It is just so smooth. And I need to tell you how to make this. This is just presto. If you want to use it, you really need to use a juice extractor. But if you don't, then you can use a mortar and pestle, or you can use a stone grinder, or you can just beat it up, right? You can also use a high-speed blender, right? And then squeeze out the juice. But I recommend that when you're doing juices, that you separate the fiber and use the fiber for something else. Carrot cakes, muffins, salad, all sorts of stuff. So we are into our last segment of Paradise Restored. And I'm here to tell you that we have to always remember that 10. Look at that. I got an orange tongue. Anyway, when we're going to be looking at being in His presence, we talked about fullness of joy. The fact that if you are experiencing any of these negative emotions, it means that you are not in His presence, because in His presence there is fullness of joy. You cannot have fullness of joy unless you have dealt with all the other issues that we currently constantly face, right? So fullness of joy requires that we deal with the health, wealth, peace, and love issues. Does it mean that we don't have them? No. It means that we are going to deal with them, bring them into the place where we call those things that are not as if they are, after acknowledging it. And we were looking at doing some tapping, which I'm going to actually do on the show today. So, what is tapping? Tapping is really acknowledging the blockages in our energy pathways that are preventing us from accessing our best self, the way we were designed to be. And it really is a fusion of energy medicine and modern psychology. And what it is doing is this. First, saying what is, recognizing the facts that face us. Because as those facts face us, we need to always acknowledge them, speak them out. It's a sort of a venting process. You know, when you sit there and chat about what's wrong, you only need to do it one time, please, right? And for those of you who are my clients, you know that I don't listen, right? You come for a session, I give you 5 minutes to vent, or 2. It's not venting. You vent before you come to me. When you come, then you bring a short treatise on the pivotal points, and then we use the session to work on the solutions, right? If you want to vent, that's the best place to vent, because he understands, he knows everything, he knows what the solutions are and everything, so he knows exactly what he's going to tell me. So when we look at this tapping thing, we are looking at a modality of speaking to ourselves. So when you tap on a point, you bring the awareness of what you're saying to the place you're tapping on. And these are all what we call acupressure channels that you're tapping on. So let's start here. Even though my words are not coming very clearly, I completely love, I completely accept, and I completely forgive myself. Even though in this program my words are not flowing the way I want them to flow, I love, accept, and forgive myself of anything and everything. Even though this is an acupuncture chop point, and we're tapping on it to remind myself and acknowledge to myself that even though I am not flowing as I would like to flow, I completely love and accept myself. The words don't come inside of the eyebrow. Oops. The words are not coming as I want them to come. So, all of these sort of a breakdowns. The pauses. It's terrible. I hate it. I feel so inadequate. Like something is wrong. Sure. After all my training, I can't even put two sentences together properly. It's terrible. I hate it. I feel so inadequate. So here are the points. Inner eye, eyebrow, outer eyebrow, under the eye, under the nose, under the mouth or on the chin, on the collarbone, and just under the arm. And then the middle of the top of the head. And you can tap with one hand or with two hands. And the order is not absolutely essential, it's just that you're moving down in line so that you know where to go. And what you say is just what you feel. This is how I feel about it. Sometimes I want to get angry. Let me tap again. Sure. After doing this, I think I've done about 50 programs. No. What am I talking about? I've done just under 100 programs. And then to have this book up at this time now. Sure. Upsets me. Yeah. But guess what? I'm good. I love and accept myself. I think with all this wealth and beauty that I have in paradise restored, love and accept myself. And then I take a deep breath. And now I'm relaxed. Now, before I did this, I was becoming agitated. And whenever we're starting a tapping session, we need to start by assessing the intensity of what we're feeling. 0 to 10. I would say my intensity was mounting at 9. It was about 9. And after this first session of tapping, I would say I'm down to about a 3. Because I understand what's happening. And now I'm going to tap another round. And this time I'm going to affirm exactly what I want. Right? And so, even though I occasionally have issues with finding the right word, I completely love, accept, and forgive myself. Even though I have problems in communication or so, I think I completely love, accept, and forgive myself. You know, even though there are times when people look at me strange, It's like I'm not communicating clearly. I completely love and accept and forgive myself. I forgive myself. I'm a wonderful communicator. Oh, whether the words flow or they don't flow, I'm a wonderful transmitter of information because I'm transmitting out of my spirit. I transmit so well, because I am actually transmitting the downloads that I get. Oh, isn't it great? Take a deep breath. Wow. 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 I don't know whether I'm after 1 hour 0, but it's no longer a challenge for me. And it's going to be done on pain, it can be done on any emotional issue, any physical situation. Do you have a weight problem? Do you have a relationship problem? Do you have an emotional problem? Do you have a physical problem? Do you have pain anywhere? Do you have fibroids? Do you have cancer? Whatever it is, what you do by the tapping is remove the emotional part that is going to contribute to the actual infection or inflammation. And so it's a surefire way of reducing immediately the source of the problem. We're going to talk a little more about this in the next show. But until tomorrow, which is Shabbat Shalom. It is to do some tapping. Join me tomorrow and enjoy the rest of your day from Celebrate Life on Reggae to Reggae. Live in Paradise Restored. Until tomorrow. Bye.
On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience.